Hi, today I'm going to be going over my lesson plan for media literacy. My name is Amy Coulter, and let's talk about media literacy. The lesson plan that I have prepped is for 3rd and 4th grade classrooms, so it's going to be a media literacy, digital citizenship, and a synthetic media lesson. The standards that were chosen for this lesson were the ISTE Standards 1.2.A, which is students will be able to cultivate and manage their digital identity and reputation and are aware of the permanence of their actions in the digital world. And also the 1.2.B is that students will engage in positive, safe, legal, and ethical behavior when using technology, including social interactions online or when using networked devices, which they all are when they're at school, especially, and on the internet, period. So the learning targets for this lesson is that there are 3 of them. The first one is, as a responsible digital citizen, I'm aware and considerate of others' feelings and thoughts. Number 2 is I will, there's a typo, I will fix that before I submit the slideshow. I will conduct myself with integrity while using digital tools and technology. Number 3, I understand that what I do and write while using digital tools and technology is permanent. So these are some of the materials that are going to be needed for this lesson plan. So incorporating this slideshow, attached towards the end is going to be all of the resources for the Nerdy Birdie activity. And there's an organizer that they can use. There's like writing prompts that they can use. It's really quite great. And then obviously they're going to have access to their computers and internet access altogether. So would open the lesson, talking about like what is media literacy? Do we know, like, let's break the words apart. So even talking about like what is media, right? The things that we see digitally, so videos, social media, podcasts, things of that nature. And then what is literacy? And typically, we think of literacy as the ability to read and write. So when we put 2 and 2 together, what are we actually talking about? And so I went and tried to make all of these terminologies kid friendly so that obviously it would cater to the 3rd and 4th grade age group. So media literacy means being smart about media. It helps us understand how to find, think about, and share different types of messages like videos, games, and social media posts. And then I would talk about some crazy facts about media literacy. So we use technology as a tool, right? Technology is like a helpful tool that lets us make and share cool things like this slideshow. It helps us connect with different kinds of information like news, entertainment, politics, and science. It's also an expression, right? So we can express ourselves and share messages with others. And I'm having to move my video. We can't read it. And then distribution and participation. And so media literacy also means knowing how messages are shared and how people can join in and interact with social media. And we obviously would talk about a digital footprint. So a digital footprint is like a trail of footsteps that you leave behind when you use the internet. And every time you do something online, like post pictures, send a message, or play a game, you leave a mark. And I think that that's kind of that permanence idea that when we're online, we can do whatever and it's not, going to have an impact. But students have to have the understanding that, especially when they're accessing it so much younger, that their footprint's going to be way greater even than ours, right? And so we want to make sure that the footprints that they leave behind are conscious and clean and safe. So, like, cyberbullying, what is it? I would then play this video because I'm sure at this point they'd be tired of hearing me talk about it. This information is not going to be new to them. I've taught 3rd grade for like 7 years, and so these are things that we talk about all the time. But this would be the video, and it's just talking about like what is
cyberbullying. Yeah, it can
Students
also
have a hard time even trying to discern what's bullying and what's being mean, and so we really want to make sure that they have a really great understanding of what that looks like and what are like the defining factors of that so that they can be aware and also help others. So I would obviously play this video, but I'm not going to do that here.
if you know.
Oh, The privacy slide, I'm so sorry. I meant to take this, and I'm supposed to have something right here about privacy. I'm going to add it in. But essentially, we want to talk about how we keep each other safe within, the idea that we want to have a digital footprint. So how do we keep our information safe, our identities safe, things that are very important to us? How do we keep those things safe? And also, how do we do that for others? So like not sharing passwords. I had like a fun little graphic. I will add it onto the slideshow. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to go and edit it. But yes, so that would be about privacy. And then the idea of like a media balance. I think that we can all agree that the use of internet technology and media it hangs in a very unhealthy, scale. And so we want to teach them at a young age that, even though that there are lots of great things about media, there are also risks and problems. And if we're not careful, these risks can make using media tricky. Media literacy helps us think about why media is made and how it might affect us so that we can stay safe and make good choices. And that's very important. Probably, in my opinion, one of the most important ones. So I think we would talk about what types of technology and tools do we use. This could be an open response where people can share. I mean, they all know about, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and all of the different platforms that they're probably using for learning as a whole. And so these are just some examples. I thought these graphics were awesome. Then we would talk about, all right, so we're going to read the story called Nerdy Birdie Tweets. It's a very cute book, and it does a really great job of talking about, just ethics online and how to be kind. And so we would not read this book. I would show this book. It's really cute. So if you ever have the time, you should definitely check it out. Nerdy Birdie Learns.
Vulture found a surprise waiting for him, but then it hit him.
And also,
Nerdy Birdie had 500 Tweetster friends.
The kids will love this book. Okay. Move forward here. And while they're learning, listening to the story, I would have already talked to them about what they're going to be doing while the story is going. So they're going to be listening and trying to take active notes because they're looking for the three main lessons that Nerdy Bird learned. And so while they're working independently, they're listening, they're going to be, trying to come up with these three ideas. And then at the end of the story, we would kind of share, and then I would reveal the three that I was looking for, right? So number one, asking permission before posting photos, right? So kids don't really understand this, but there are child protective laws for internet privacy. And so we have to be aware that children have to have consent from their legal guardians in order to have these photos posted. And that is something that we all have to consider, including them when they're posting different things online. Making sure that, number two, we're using kind words. We could talk about different examples. We can add them onto the chart. They can add them on theirs. And then that real friendships are important. So we have to have a healthy balance between digital friendships and in-person friendships and how we can invest equally into those as well. This would be their independent practice. So they're going to tweet on a template that was provided. And Nerdy Bird makes me think about blank. And they're going to model what that tweet is. And, hopefully we're going to get lots of Nerdy Birdie makes me think about the importance of using kind words, how to be a good digital friend. What is it, Nerdy Birdie makes me think about the importance of leaving a positive digital footprint as I learn and grow as a technological user. So, yeah. And then after that, I would have them in their small groups kind of discuss how they can be more like Nerdy Birdie as they grow in their technological journey. And they can write that down on a sticky note or a piece of paper, and then we can share them. I don't know why there's two of these. So at the end, what I always love to do is give them an option to create whoops. Let me go back. An opportunity to showcase their learning by using some sort of modality of their choice. So whether that's Kahoot, ClassDojo video, Flipgrids, making a slideshow, or using a different digital presentation platform. They're going to showcase what they learned and the importance of, being able to be a positive person online, how to be safe, and also how to continue to have a positive footprint as they grow technologically and academically as well. And these were the resources used.